Hello and welcome to the Brits Challenge, which I explained what it was last episode, but this is the second episode, and now I've made a few signings both in staff and player additions at Linfield. So just looking at my player additions, I've signed two main players really. I've signed Wes Fletcher for 9k from Burnley, and hopefully he'll bang in the goals for me to lead me to the Dance Bank Premier League title. And then I've also signed Guan Edwards from Swansea. He's an attacking midfield right and a midfield right, and I signed him because Swansea are my parent club indeed. And then I've also sold 6 players, all just young players, because I need to assess the rest of my squad throughout the season. So then, looking at how I've done so far, I've done quite well actually. So my first ever competitive game was against Tre Penne from the San Marino League, and I drew with them 1-1 in the Champions League qualifying round 1, and then at home I beat them 3-1 to go through to the second qualifying round, where I faced Slovan Liberec, who are a Czech or a Slovakian side, and at home I drew 1-1, and away from home I drew 2-2 to go through on away goals. And next I faced at home Dynamo, who I lost. I got spanked 5-0 by Dynamo, and things didn't go well. And then away from home I lost 3-0 with Fatos Besivaj getting 2 goals to send me out of the Champions League qualifying in the third round. Next, I kicked off my Dance Bank Premier League campaign with a 2-1 victory over Ballymena United, in which game Wes Fletcher got a goal, his first ever goal in Northern Irish competitive football, and also Robbie Garrett picked up a strike, a player who was already there when I got there. And then next game things got off to an even better start. At home at Windsor Park I beat Crusaders 5-1. What a brilliant game of football. Wes Fletcher picked up a hat-trick in his second game in competitive Northern Irish football, and Philip Lowry and Daryl Fordis also got strikes after Jordan Owens then scored another goal a bit later on in the 61st minute. And then my next game was really important, the Europa League playoff against AZ Alkmaar. So I faced Alkmaar away from home on TV, and I lost 2-0. Not a very good result. And next I faced a Dundela United in the County Antrim Shield first round, which I won 4-0 at home. And looking at the goals in that game, Philip Lowry picked up 2 strikes. Wes Fletcher, who's on absolute fire, scored a goal along with Guan Edwards. So 2 of my signings picked up goals in the County Antrim Shield. Next off, I faced AZ Alkmaar in the second leg, and it was a remarkable story. We went 1-0 down after I told my boys to go overload with a good strike from Josie Altador, the young American. I believe he's American. Yeah, he's American. Picking up a strike. Yeah, he's American. And then we carried on playing overload, and Michael Carville 10 minutes later picked up a strike, and Jamie Mulgrew, a Northern Irish footballer, picked up another strike 28 minutes, but 2-1 would not be enough to send me through. Second half, however, Brian McCall and Mark McAllister scored 2 goals in the 59th and 70th minute respectively to send me through. What a fantastic start to my Linfield career, going through to the Europa League group stage for the first time in God knows how long for Linfield. And then looking at the rest of my fixtures, I've got the Europa League group stage to look forward to, but next, away from home, I beat Ballinamalad United 2-1, and then at home to Donegal Celtic I drew 1-1. And then in the County Antrim Shield quarter-final I faced Carrick Rangers and I beat them 4-2, with Wes Fletcher picking up another goal, and also Michael Carville, the defender, Albert Watson and Robbie Garrett all picking up strikes in a great victory. And then I faced Distillery at home and I beat them 2-1 in a great game. And then my first ever Europa League group stage game was against Liverpool on TV, which at home I lost 4-1, but it was just a privilege to be at that stage. We went 1-0 down to a Raheem Sterling goal, and Adrian McGeady, a summer signing for Liverpool, made them 2-0 up in the 32nd minute, and then Jamie Mulgrew gave us hope in the 50th minute that we might be able to salvage something from the game, but Luis Suarez and Joe Allen scored within 6 minutes of each other to silence the Blues fans, which was a shame for me. Then I faced Ballymena United in the League Cup second round, which at home I beat them 3-2. And then in the Danske Bank Premier League I faced Coleraine away from home, who I beat 2-0. But then in one of my derby games of the season, not my most important game, my most important is against Glentoran, which I'd like to mention that I know I said last game that Glentoran were my first game of the season, which they were, but then my game, I forgot to save it, so I had to start a new game. But this is still the challenge which I'm doing. But anyway, so I lost to Coleraine 2-1 at Windsor Park. Jim Irvine picked up a goal in the 65th minute, but it was not enough after Cliftonville picked up a two goals in the first half that was enough to see them achieve victory, with perhaps, well, actually no, it wasn't the continental hangover effect. I was hoping that might be it, but no, that's not the case. And join me next time to see how I get on in the rest of my Europa League group stage games and my attempt to win all of the Northern Irish trophies in which I've entered in. Will I do it? You'll have to find out next time. But for now, I've been Effective Gaming, and I'll see you guys very soon.